Good evening, inhabitants of the exclusion zone. I think it's evening. Honestly, I haven't been sleeping well lately. I think I ate something that didn't agree with me, or not being outside in 78 days is starting to play games with me. Right, on today's broadcast we have Traffic and Death, the Black Abbot, Death Stalks the Shadow, from the radio drama The Shadow. Enjoy.
The Shadow. With today's thrilling adventure, your Blue Coal dealers commence a new season and a sensational new series of The Shadow, your favorite mystery drama. These programs have been made possible by your friendly cooperation and support of our product, Blue Coal. And on behalf of our sponsors and our cast, may I express appreciation to you, our listeners, for bringing us all together again this year. In just a moment, The Shadow's first exciting adventure begins. Meanwhile, homeowners, attention. Don't be deceived by the balmy days of Indian summer. All signs point to chilly fall weather and a long, cold winter. So don't take chances. Decide now to order a supply of Blue Coal. It's Pennsylvania's finest anthracite, trademarked blue as your guarantee of even, dependable, healthful heat no matter what the weather. Your nearest Blue Coal dealer stocks Blue Coal in all household sizes. Phone him tomorrow. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, as haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. Today's story, Traffic in Death.
Where's my son? He was completely recovered. You were going to let him out of the sanitarium today. What's happened?
According to the reports, he suffered a relapse in the night and died. I'm sorry.
Dead? Dead? But how? Why?
Jim, answer me. Why is he so pale, so quiet?
Your husband suffered a relapse after a severe hemorrhage, Mrs. Case. I'm sorry. He is dead.
Dead? No, he can't be dead. He was to go home today. How did it happen? Why did you let it happen? Why?
Last night, I left my wife, Maria, here in the sanitarium. They say she's getting better. Now you try to tell me she's dead. Dead.
I'm sorry, Tony, but here's the report. Relapse after hemorrhage.
No.
You sent for me, Dr. Lee?
Yes. As chief laboratory scientist, what do you know about these hemorrhage cases? 6 dead in 6 days.
No more than you, Dr. Lee. They're unfortunate.
I believe there's far more to it than that. I believe it's murder.
Murder? Have you any proof?
No. Not positive proof. And I don't want to notify the police and involve the sanitarium in a scandal until I'm sure.
What are you going to do about it, Dr. Lee?
Do? I've already telegraphed an old friend of mine, Lamont Cranston. He's flying down from Maine, and he'll get to the bottom of this. I'll stake my life on it.
Yes, Dr. Lee. I believe you would stake even your life for the honor of this sanitarium you have made so great. Even your life.
Yeah, traffic's heavy tonight, Marco. Say, why so quiet? Regretting the end of your summer vacation in Maine?
No, I'm remembering all the things I forgot to pack in our wild rush to catch the plane from Portland.
I'm sorry, Margot. You could have stayed, but I had to come.
Lamont Cranston, who needs the protection of the shadow this time? Who sent you that telegram?
That telegram was from a man who once saved, although he doesn't know it, the life of the shadow.
Anyone I know?
You've met him. Dr. Randolph Lee, Chief of Staff of the Memorial Sanitarium.
Dr. Lee? Why, he's one of the greatest surgeons in the country.
Yes. He's the one who removed that bullet nestling close to my spine.
Oh, I'll never forget that. I thought you were going to die. But what's wrong with Dr. Lee?
Now it's his turn, Margot. He thinks he's going to die.
But Lamont, a famous man like Dr. Lee, who would want to kill him? Why?
That's what I hope to find out. Well, here's the sanitarium. Come along. I'll explain on the way up to his office. He's waiting. Here, let me help you out of the car.
Thanks, Lamont. He isn't afraid of being murdered. Not in a big sanitarium like this with his staff all around him.
Caesar was murdered while surrounded by his staff, Margot.
Oh, then Dr. Lee's afraid of one of his associates. So that's why he hasn't called in the police.
Exactly. He hasn't enough proof to arrest the man. And he doesn't want the sanitarium involved in a public scandal. But there's more to it than that. This way, Margot.
What else is there?
Murder. Wholesale murder. But wait a minute, Margot. Oh, nurse,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to see Dr. Lee. He's expecting me.
Oh, you're Mr. Cranston.
Yes.
Dr. Lee left orders that you were to go right up to his office in his private elevator. Will you step in here, please?
Thank you, nurse. After you, Margot.
My, a private elevator. Just press the button marked Dr. Lee, Mr. Cranston. It will take you directly to his office.
Thank you, nurse. We'll manage.
Lamont, you say Dr. Lee suspects someone of wholesale murder, but there hasn't been a word in the papers.
Death's not an unusual occurrence in a big sanitarium, Margot. And there are many more ways of killing than with a gun or a club.
Well, were these people killed in some unusual way?
They died of anemia, acute anemia, because every ounce of their blood was drained from their bodies.
Oh, I never heard of such a thing. Does Dr. Lee suspect someone in the sanitarium?
He didn't want to say over the phone. That's why he begged me to hurry here when I called him from the airport. I'm afraid Lee's in danger if the killer suspects he's onto him.
Here we are, Lamont.
All right, Mona. Well, hello, Dr. Lee. I came as quickly as I could.
Lamont!
Dr. Lee? What is it, man? Are you ill?
Lamont! Look! Look at his face.
Margot, get a glass of water. That decanter there. No, wait a minute. Never mind. It's no use. He's
Dead? Are you sure?
positive.
But there's no sign of violence.
Yes, there is, Margot. Look here. He's been stabbed in the back with a surgical knife.
Oh, Lamont, how ghastly. A great man like Dr. Lee murdered.
I was afraid of something like this. Margot, we've got to be careful. This killer is desperate. He'll stop at nothing to cover up his crimes. He's murdered one of the greatest men of medicine, and I've got...
The automatic elevator is going down.
Let it go. Someone else has called it down, and they may be coming up here. Let's wait and see. The man who murdered him knows we're here, and he may do something that will make our jobs easier.
The elevator stopped. Lamont, the police will have to be notified.
Yes, but I have a hunch that Commissioner Weston and his homicide squad are going to need help to crack this case.
The elevator's coming back up.
Get away from them, Mark. Stand behind the curtain there. Keep out of sight.
What are you going to do, Lamont?
That depends on who steps out of that elevator. Margot, get behind those curtains, please.
The elevator's almost here. Be careful, Lamont.
Keep out of sight, Margot. It's just possible Lee's killer may be returning to cover up his crime.
Dr. Lee. Oh, I beg your pardon, Doctor. I thought you were alone.
Did Dr. Lee send for you?
Yes, I'm Hardwick, in charge of the laboratory. Why? What's wrong? Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee? He's dead. Who are you? What are you doing here? How did this happen?
How did what happen?
I beg your pardon, sir. I only meant that he was in perfect health less than an hour ago. I couldn't help thinking.
A surgical knife can save a life or end it in an instant. Look in his back.
Knifed? Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Lamont Cranston, a friend of Dr. Lee's. I talked to him on the phone an hour ago. I arrived a few minutes ago and found him dead.
Why haven't you notified the police?
How do you know I haven't, Mr. Hardwick?
Just how long have you been here?
Not long enough to have killed Dr. Lee, as your cross-examination seems to infer.
No? We'll see what the police think. Hello? Hello, operator. Get me police headquarters. Quick. Cranston, Dr. Lee has been dead less than 5 minutes. And I find you here alone with him.
Not quite alone, Mr. Hardwick.
Who is this woman? Why was she hiding?
This young lady is Miss Lane, Mr. Hardwick.
Hello. Hello. Hurry up that call, operator. Police headquarters? This is Mr. Hardwick of the Memorial Sanitarium. Dr. Randolph Lee, chief of staff, has been murdered in his private office. I found a man named Cranston and a girl alone in the room with the body. Yes. Yes. I'll see they don't leave before your men arrive.
Very well done, Hardwick.
The police will get the truth out of you when they get here.
Yes, Hardwick. The truth will out. And when it does, someone will hang for this.
Right outside, Sergeant. Well, Cranston, the story of the nurse who sent you up here to Dr. Lee's private office, along with the coroner's report and the time of the death, completely clears you and Miss Lane of any suspicion.
Thank you, Commissioner Weston.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Your car's arrived from headquarters, Commissioner Weston. You can go down the hall and take the main elevator if you like.
Thank you, Hardwick. I will. I'm not much on these elevators you run by yourself. Say, Cranston, drop into headquarters tomorrow, will you? I'd like to get a transcript of what Dr. Lee told you when you called him from the airport. It might give us a lead.
I'll be glad to, Commissioner.
Good. Goodbye, Miss Lane. I'm sorry we had to change.
I didn't mind. Goodbye, Commissioner.
Well, Hardwick, are you convinced of our innocence?
I'm terribly sorry to have been so hasty in my accusations, Cranston. And you, Miss Lane.
Think nothing of it.
By the way, Cranston, just what did Dr. Lee tell you over the phone? If there are any clues, I might be able to help.
That's just what I've been thinking, Hardwick. You're in charge of the sanitarium lab, I understand.
Why, yes. Yes, I am.
Do you conduct any experiments in line of duty or on your own?
Oh, no. My duties are routine.
Then I don't suppose you know that at least 6 patients have died in the sanitarium within the past month.
Yes. But what has this to do with Dr. Lee's death?
That's what I'm hoping you'll tell me, Mr. Hardwick.
What do you mean?
Hardwick, you know and I know that 6 patients have died in the sanitarium because every ounce of blood had been drained from their bodies. Yet in all cases, their deaths were ascribed to natural causes.
Oh. So you know. You've known all along.
Yes. Dr. Lee told me over the phone.
Why didn't you tell Commissioner Weston?
Because there are 2 pieces of the puzzle still missing. The criminal and the motive.
I see. Well, if you will wait here, I may have something in my laboratory that will complete the picture for you. I'll take Lee's private elevator and go back in a moment.
We'll wait here.
Lamont, you act as if you suspect Mr. Hardwick.
I do, Margot.
Then why did you let him leave? If he's guilty, he'll run away.
No, Margot. If he's guilty, he'll come back and try to kill us for the same reason Dr. Lee was murdered. We know too much.
What are you going to do? Call Commissioner Weston?
No, Margot. Weston is only concerned with Dr. Lee's death. I want to know how those 6 helpless patients died and why. I think the time has come for the shadow to take a hand.
Can I help Lamont?
Yes. If you're game to stay here and wait till Hardwick comes back.
Of course I will.
Tell Hardwick I had to leave. Tell him I'll be back in 10 minutes.
What will I say to Hardwick?
Lead him on, Margot. Make him think we have proof of his guilt. If he is guilty, he'll hang himself with a rope of words.
Where are you going, Lamont?
Nowhere, Margot. Nowhere. Just into the shadows. In the shadows.
The Shadow's adventure continues in just a moment. Meanwhile, here's a must for all homeowners. Make no mistake about it. For home heating, anthracite is by far the best fuel. And by far the best anthracite is blue coal. Blue coal is mined by the Glen Alden Coal Company, and its harmless blue coloring is your guarantee of better heat at less cost. Steady, uniform, healthful heat that prevents colds and cuts down doctor's bills for your entire family. With this finest of Pennsylvania anthracite, there is no quick chilling of the house such as you often get with fuels of the on and off type that flare up and die out. And bear in mind the fact that heating plants in this part of the country were especially designed to burn anthracite. So before fall's uncertain weather catches you unprepared, call your nearest blue coal dealer tomorrow. Ask him for blue coal in any of its 4 popular domestic sizes: egg, pea, chestnut, or stove. You'll find your nearest blue coal dealer's name listed in the Where to Buy It section of your classified telephone directory under the name Blue Coal. Remember, for even, dependable heat at all times, always insist on America's finest anthracite, Blue Coal.
Well, I have what... There's Cranston, Miss Lane.
He had to leave the sanitarium, but he'll be back in 10 minutes, Mr. Hardwick.
Why did he leave? What is he doing?
I don't know.
You're lying. He's gone to notify the police.
Why should he notify the police?
Because... Oh, I see. Trying to trick me into talking, eh? But you don't have to do that, Miss Lane. I'll tell you. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Then why was Dr. Lee murdered?
Because he found out about those falsified death reports.
Why was every ounce of blood drained out of the bodies of those poor people?
Because blood is valuable. This sanitarium buys thousands of dollars worth of blood for transfusion. We stock it up, all types. We keep it in a special refrigerator we call a blood bank. You want to know anything else, Miss Lane?
In other words, Dr. Lee caught someone killing helpless men and women for their blood to sell to the sanitarium. Is that it?
Yes. That is the motive your friend Cranston was hunting. Money. Blood money.
You seem to know everything, Mr. Hardwick. Perhaps you know who robbed those people of their blood. Who murdered Dr. Lee?
Of course, Miss Lane. I am in charge of the blood bank. I needed money. I falsified the death certificates. I murdered Lee.
Why are you telling me all this?
Because, as any psychologist will tell you, a criminal cannot resist boasting. And it is quite safe to boast to someone who is not going to live long enough to tell.
What good will it do you to kill me? Lamont Cranston will be back in a few minutes.
And when he does come back, I will boast to him. Satisfy his meddling curiosity as I've satisfied yours. And then kill him in the same way I killed the others. And you.
You can't get away with it.
In our basement morgue, the unidentified dead come from the emergency ward. 2 more bodies. Yours and Mr. Cranston's will go to the morgue unnoticed. There's no use backing away, Miss Lane.
And you call yourself a scientist. You're no scientist. You're a butcher.
It is useless to screen. This office is soundproof, isolated.
How convenient for you, Mr. Hardwick.
You keep looking around as if expecting help, but don't bother. I'm going to take you out of here before your friend Cranston returns. Then I will come back and deal with him.
You're not taking me anywhere.
I wonder what type blood you have. Don't worry, there'll be no pain. The anesthetic will take care of that. Now, you might as well resign yourself to fate, Miss Lane. No one is going to come out of space and save you.
Such things have been known to happen, Mr. Hardwick.
What was that?
Resign yourself to fate, Hardwick. You are convicted by yourself, by your boasting. Your ego has condemned you to death. Death for the murder of 7 men and women.
That voice. Where's it coming from?
Wait, Hardwick. Listen to me. I am more than a voice. I am in this very room, close to you, watching you draw that revolver you left the room to get. Haven't you had enough killing?
Behind those curtains, eh? Well, come out. Come on, quick, or I'll shoot.
A revolver is a crude weapon.
We'll see.
Oh, Shadow.
Now, perhaps you will believe, Hardwick.
Who are you? Where are you?
Wait, Hardwick. Surely your scientific studies have made you aware of the powers of hypnosis, whereby a man might render himself unseen. A science practiced by a man known to the criminal world as the Shadow.
The Shadow?
Yes, Hardwick. I am the Shadow. You have defiled man's noblest profession. You have brought death with the skill meant to save life. You have struck like a human vampire in this great sanitarium, this sanctuary of the sick. And you are going to pay for it with death.
If I could only see you.
No man living has ever seen the Shadow.
So you think you'll save this girl? Threaten me, turn me over to the police, eh? Well, not this time.
Let go of her.
Don't come near me, Shadow, or I'll kill Miss Lane here and now.
Help the Shadow! Help me!
I can't. He'll shoot you.
That's right, Mr. Shadow. I'll shoot her. Get in that elevator, Miss Lane. Shadow! Shadow, do you hear me?
Get me out of this elevator! He's falling!
What have you done to her?
Listen to me, Shadow. You can't follow me. There are 1,000 rooms in this sanitarium. You have one chance in 1,000 of finding this girl before I'm finished with her. If you notify the police before I have a chance to get away, no one will ever find her again. Do you hear me? Do you understand?
Yes, you fiend, I hear you. I understand. But if you harm Miss Lane, I'll track you to the ends of the earth.
Now, Miss Lane, I am ready. Do not let the bubbling sound unnerve you. It's just my special blood transfusion machine.
Come on. Come on.
It will do you no good to struggle against the anesthetic. That only brings unconsciousness quicker.
Come on.
Breathe deep, Miss Lane. Deep. You can dream that your friend Lamont Cranston has come to help you. And the Shadow, you can dream of him too. But neither of them will ever find this laboratory here in the cellar so close to the morgue. And I'll get them both before I'm through, and then no one will know, and I can go on and on.
Come on.
You are a benefactor to humanity, Miss Lane. A blood donor. Some poor fool.
1,000 rooms. One chance in 1,000. Hardwick means to kill Margot, whether I search for her or not. 1,000 rooms. He went down. But the whole sanitarium is down. Wards, labs, operating rooms, corridors. Down. I must find her. I must.
How are you today, Mary?
Oh, just fine, Jack. Well, the nurse says they're going to let me leave the sanitarium to... Jack, look.
What is it, Mary?
Oh, that door. It just opened and closed, but there was no one there.
Oh, now, Mary, control yourself. You've had a bad time. You just imagined it,
Oh,
dear.
no, I saw it open and close. I tell you, I saw the door handle turn, but there was no one there.
It's no use. One chance in 1,000. I've got to try something else. Something else.
How about another game before we go on duty, Bill? No, I gotta be gone. Operation and surgery. Everybody's on edge since Lee was murdered. Say, I wonder why Hardwick spends so much time in the old storerooms next to the morgue. He's fixed it up as an experimental lab. I wonder what made me think of Hardwick. It was almost as if someone were asking me where to find him.
The lab, near the morgue. That's it.
Come on.
The anesthetic is taking effect, Miss Lane. In a moment, everything will be ready.
Come on. Come on.
You would do me a favor bringing Cranston here. It would save me the trouble of going up after him. I don't relish that, but it's his life or mine. Lee told him too much. And the shadow. What I would give to have him here on the operating table. I wonder if he could keep in the shadows if I drained his lifeblood away.
You'll never know, Hardwick.
You? So you found me. I warned you. I warned you not to follow me. I'll kill Miss Lane.
That's what you're trying to do.
Come on. Come on.
You are real. Flesh and blood.
Unfortunately for you, yes.
Come on.
Yes, Margot. Thank heavens I found you in time.
Hardwick. Where is he?
I knocked him out. Lie still. I'll get help.
But the shadow. They'll put two and two together. Orson will guess you're the shadow. Hardwick will tell them about the shadow.
We must risk it. You've got to have medical attention.
No, I'll be all right. It's just anesthetic. Come on. Come on, look out. Hardwick's getting up.
So you're the shadow, are you, Cranston? Well, here's where I killed two birds with one shot. Gone. I missed you. Gone back into the shadows again, have you?
Yes. And this time you won't escape.
Yes, I will, Shadow. They'll never take me. No one can do it, I tell you.
You're insane, Hardwick.
Oh, no, Shadow. I know what's in store for me. You won't get me. They'll never hang me. Never!
A coward to the very end. You have paid for your crimes against a profession which conferred upon you the mantle of honor. Against a great sanitarium and a great man of medicine who trusted and befriended you. Against helpless humanity you were trained to save, not kill. You have paid for this final cowardice. And you will go on paying.
Shadow. He's dead.
Yes. Dead. And may heaven have mercy on his soul.
Well, Cranston, I hope this will teach you and Miss Lane not to keep things from the police. If you'd told me about your phone conversation with Dr. Lee, this wouldn't have happened.
But, Commissioner Weston, Hardwick might have escaped before you could find proof enough to arrest him.
Nonsense, Miss Lane. I suspected him all the time.
Well, Commissioner, this is one case where you didn't need the help of the shadow.
The shadow? He wouldn't have cracked this case in a month of Sundays. He's just another amateur criminologist like you, Cranston.
I shouldn't be at all surprised.
Before the shadow returns, John Barclay, Blue Coal's heating expert, has a few words for all of you. Mr. Barclay.
Good evening, friends, and thank you, Ken Roberts. If you're interested in having a healthier, more comfortable home this winter, be sure and call your local blue coal dealer. You'll find that in addition to being a fuel dealer, he is an authority on modern home heating. For more than 7 years, it's been my privilege to train servicemen for blue coal dealers everywhere. And I know that these men, known as John Barclay servicemen, have aided thousands of families like yours to enjoy greater heating comfort at less cost. I'd like to read you briefly a part of a letter typical of those received from customers using blue coal and John Barclay service. I quote, "I want to tell you how courteous your John Barclay representative was, and the wonderful results I've been getting since adhering to his advice. Since using blue coal and doing just as we were advised by your young man, we are getting steady, real heat, and would not use any other but your blue coal," unquote. And don't forget, friends, no matter what kind of fuel you use or what your heating problem, your blue coal dealer will always be glad to help you. So feel free to call on him. You place an expert John Barclay serviceman at your disposal. I thank you.
Friends, tonight's drama, a radio version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand, was not intended as a reflection on any of the thousands of splendid sanitariums throughout the country. These institutions are conducted according to the highest of medical standards, and their doctors and scientists are among the most skilled and ethical men in the profession. All the characters and all the places named in this evening's program are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay.
Next week, same time, same station, Blue Coal, America's finest anthracite, will again present another thrilling adventure of the Shadow. Be sure to listen, and be sure to burn Blue Coal, the solid fuel for solid comfort.
who aids the forces of law and order is in reality Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town. Years ago in the Orient, Cranston learns a strange and mysterious secret. The hypnotic power to cloud men's minds so they cannot see him. Cranston's friend and companion, the lovely Margot Lane, is the only person who knows to whom the voice of the invisible shadow belongs. Today's story, The Black Abbot.
How does this carving look, Mike? Okay. Say, what time is it? That's a little after midnight. You know, I don't like this much. Working in the church in the nighttime. It just don't seem right. Well, it's got to be done. The whole inside of this place has to be restored by the end of next month. Yeah, but I hate working nights to do it. I get a creepy feeling. It's so quiet here. Huh. What are you expecting? Ghosts? Nah. It's just... Hey, Joe. What's that? What? Somebody coming down the aisle of the church. Oh, stop it, will you? It's probably one of the... Look at him. He's all dressed in black, like a monk. That's one of the ministers. Look at him. He's coming right at us. That ain't no minister. Yeah, I guess it ain't. Look at that face. Hey, let's get away from here. Come on, come on.
Gentlemen, silence, please. Thank you. We have called this special meeting of the Church Finance Committee at the specific request of Mr. Paul Randolph, the architect in charge of the reconstruction of our church. A problem has arisen which has considerably delayed his efforts. I'll let him tell you about it himself. Mr. Randolph, if you please.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Gentlemen, for the past week, the workmen who are restoring the ancient stone carvings in the interior of the church have positively refused to do any work. Any amount of coaxing has failed to change their minds.
What is their reason for this attitude?
Just this. They say that the church is haunted.
Haunted?
Well, now, I'm merely repeating the facts that have been told to me. My workmen swear they have seen the black-robed figure of a monk stalking through the aisles of the church.
Oh, this is ridiculous, Mr. Randolph. Have you yourself ever seen this vision?
No, I haven't.
Good heavens, do you men realize the great harm that this can do the church? Fortunately, gentlemen, we may still have time to dispel it. How? By several of us spending the night in the church and disproving once and for all this nonsense about a ghost. I will gladly be one of the volunteers in this experiment. Will anyone join me? I will, Philip.
Of course, I will.
Well, I think there need only be two of us. I'll select Mr. Williams to accompany me.
When will you visit the church, Mr. Phillips?
Tonight, Randolph. We'll visit the church tonight. Don't be a fool, Williams. Come quickly. We'll find out who it is. No. Come on. Look. No one is seated at the keyboard. I don't understand it. And yet it continues to play. Yes. Let's get out of here, please, Philip. No, we're going to stay. We've got to learn what this is all about. Stop. Come on. Can't we go and get the others and then come back? No, we must investigate this now. Look! Coming down the aisle of the church. A black-robed figure.
Black Abbot. He's coming toward us. I can't stand this, Phillips. I can't stand it. Come back here, Williams. Come back here. No, I'm going. Williams! Williams! You have been left alone, John Phillips. You can't frighten me. Who are you? I am the true abbot of this church. Keep away from me. You have desecrated my church, John Phillips. And by so doing, you must pay for your sin. No, keep away, I say. Hey, do you hear? No! Who is it? I must see the rector at once. Why, Mr. Williams. Yes, Mr. Miller, please. What's the trouble down there? It's me, Williams, Mr. Miller. Will you come down quickly, please? What happened, Williams? The abbot. The Black Abbot. We just saw him in the church. I came as fast as I could. No, calm yourself. Where is Mr. Phillips? He's still in the church. We must go to him at once. He's alone with the abbot. The bell is at the church. That's strange. Phillips must be ringing for help. We'll go to him at once. Hold the candle higher, Mr. Williams. Can't see the stairs. Why should Phillips come up here to the bell? Why didn't he just leave the church? We'll find that out in a moment. Careful with that candle. Yes. Supposing it isn't Phillips. Supposing it's the abbot that's ringing the bell. Nonsense. Here we are. Open the door. Should we? Can't we? Stand aside, Williams. There. Look! It's Phillips! Mr. Phillips! Mr. Phillips! He's swinging the bell rope! Phillips! I am afraid he can't answer us. Why not? Because the bell rope is swinging him by the neck. He's dead. You say, Mr. Miller, that since the death of Phillips, 3 other members of your church committee have mysteriously disappeared? That's right, Mr. Cranston. And I believe that somewhere at the bottom of all this is this ghost called the Black Abbot. Knowing of your reputation, I've come to you.
How long is it since the body of Phillips was found?
About a month, Miss Lane.
These 3 disappearances. Was there any clue as to where the men were last seen?
Yes. In each case, they were somewhere in the vicinity of the church.
I see. And how long have they been missing?
Different periods, Mr. Cranston. The last one was less than a week ago.
Lamont, do you suppose that they've met the same fate as Phillips? Do you suppose they met the Black Abbot?
I don't know, Margot.
So far, we've been able to keep the true facts of this mystery from the newspapers. But we can't do it much longer.
I realize that.
Mr. Cranston, the work on the church is at a standstill, and it will never be completed unless these disappearances and Philip's death are explained. You must help us. Please.
Well, I don't know how much I can find out for you, Mr. Miller. I should be glad to do what I can.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, if you want any further information or assistance, you can call on me at the rectory.
Very well, I shall do that.
Good day. Good day, Miss Lane.
Goodbye, Mr. Miller.
Goodbye.
What do you make of all this, Lamont?
I don't know yet, Margot. But there's only one way to find out.
How?
By spending a night in the church. There is a so-called Black Abbot. I believe there's a way to deal with him.
How?
I can't tell you just now. You see, that will be a job for me as the Shadow.
Lamont, I don't think that the ghost will appear here in the church tonight.
The evening isn't over yet, Margot. Not frightened, are you?
No, Lamont. How do you account for so many people seeing what they believe to be a ghost?
Well, imagination sometimes plays tricks on us. But in this case, I'm inclined to think that it's more than just that.
What do you mean?
I learned this afternoon that the stone figures that are being used for the reconstruction work here in the church were brought from the remains of an ancient abbey in Europe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And there was a great legend attached to that ancient abbey. It concerned an abbot who centuries ago disgraced his church and was forever after doomed to haunt the place.
I see.
Now, if someone were to have heard of the ancient curse, spread it among the workmen, and then actually allowed the apparition to be seen, the effect would be devastating.
But why would anyone want to have the work on the church stopped?
Your guess is as good as mine, Margot.
Well, whatever it is, I wonder why it hasn't bothered us tonight.
Suppose we find that out, Margot, right now.
Black Abbot. Black Abbot. If you are within sound of my voice, I defy you to show yourself.
No one answers.
I don't understand it. I felt certain that we would be visited if I was...
Lamont.
That did it, Margot. He's coming.
Where?
We can't see him yet. It sounds as if he were descending the belfry stairs.
What shall we do?
Just follow my instructions. You remain seated where you are. I shall be right beside you. But as the shadow.
Very well. Look. There he is. He sees me. He's coming toward us through the church.
Who called for me? Speak up, girl. Where is the man who shouted my name? I warn you, your silence will bring destruction upon you. Where is he?
Don't come any closer.
Where is he, I say?
Get away. Get away.
Stay where you are, Black Abbot.
What? Who speaks?
I am he who defied you to show yourself.
Where are you? I can't see you.
I am right here, beside you, in the shadows.
Where? Where?
Strange that a ghost should react in such a human fashion.
What kind of trickery is this?
Black Abbot, you're no supernatural being. You are a creature of blood and flesh, masquerading behind the ancient legend of the church.
No, no.
I accuse you of the murder of John Phillips and the disappearance of his companion.
It's a lie.
Unmask yourself, Abbot. Reveal your true identity.
Look out. He's running away.
Come back here.
He went over there by the side of the church. He's disappeared.
Listen to me, the both of you.
Lamont, he must have gone through a secret panel.
You have defiled and desecrated the abbey. And by my word, you shall both die for it.
Lamont, did you tell the rector about what happened last night in the church?
No, Margot. I thought it best not to mention it to anyone for the present. One thing is certain after last evening's encounter, however.
What's that?
Our elusive Black Abbot proved himself to be a very human ghost.
Yes.
But who he is, and what his motive might be, still remains to be discovered.
And how we got away.
Yes. That's the first thing to find out. Well, here we are. We'll leave the car right here. Come along, Margot.
It looks altogether different in the daytime, doesn't it?
Yes, quite. Oh, I believe this door is open. Yes, there it is. Shall we go in?
Yes. What shall we examine first, Lamont? The belfry?
No. I'd rather have a look at the wall. I have an idea that there's some secret doorway in the paneling through which the abbot made his getaway.
That would be here, wouldn't it?
Yes. I'll look down by the altar, Margot. If you find anything suspicious, call me.
Yes, I will, Lamont. And this panel is solid. No false projection.
Good afternoon.
Oh!
Oh, so sorry. Did I frighten you?
Well, it's quite all right. I just didn't hear you coming.
Please accept my apology. I'm Paul Randolph, the architect in charge here.
Oh, how do you do? I'm Margot Lane.
Oh, Miss Lane.
Oh, Lamont, will you come here?
Yes, coming.
Mr. Cranston, this is Mr. Randolph, the architect of the church.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Randolph. Thank you. May I be of any assistance to you? Well, I don't suppose so. You see, we've just been testing our curiosity. Oh, how's that? Well, we'd heard something of the so-called ghost that's supposed to be here, and we believe that ghosts always use secret
such, and we were just looking for one. Oh, I see. Of course, this has all been done with the rector's permission. Naturally. Oh, Mr. Randolph, as architect, you no doubt have the original plans of this church, haven't you? Of course. Do you suppose they might indicate any secret passages? I've never noticed. But I'd be glad to have you look at them. Well, splendid. Well, you may see them tonight if you wish. I'll bring them to you. Thank you. Suppose we meet tonight, here, in the church.
Lamont, do you think Mr. Randolph will keep his word?
Oh, yes, Margot. He'll be here.
I shouldn't like to spend many more nights here, Lamont, even though I know that the abbot is not a ghost. It's so frightening being alone in this great church.
Well, if all goes as I expected.
Lamont, listen. Hear those footsteps?
Yes.
Can it be the abbot again?
We'll soon find out.
Oh, it's Mr. Randolph.
Hello there. Sorry to be late. That's all right, Randolph.
You gave us quite a scare.
That seems to be a habit with me, doesn't it? Did you bring the plans? Yes, 2 copies. Here's one for you. Oh, thanks. Well, let's get to work. We can each start at one end of the wall, Randolph. Very well. Oh, Margot, you come with me.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Cranston, I wonder if Miss Lane would mind accompanying me instead. Well, you see, my eyesight is rather poor, and in this darkness,
Well, all right, I'll go with you, Mr. Randolph.
Good. Here are the plans. And here's my flashlight, Miss Lane.
Thanks.
Call out to me if you find anything. Oh, yes, surely, Mr. Cranston. We can start right here, Miss Lane.
All right.
Do the plans indicate anything for this section?
Well, there does seem to be one thing here that might mean something. It would be at about this point on the wall.
Where?
This little cornerstone. Look, Mr. Randolph, it moves.
Why, so it does.
I'll turn it down all the way. The panel is opening. We must call them on. Shut up! Let me go!
Shut up, I say.
Oh.
You found the secret, now you must share it with me.
No! No!
Come on, come on.
No! No! Stop me!
Up those stairs, Miss Lane.
Oh, where are you taking me?
You'll see in a minute.
Why are you doing this? I thought you were helping us.
I am helping you. You were seeking the Black Abbot, weren't you?
Yes.
Weren't you? And I am taking you to him.
No! No!
Go through that door.
I won't.
Then I shall have to carry you through.
Take your hands off me. I'll go.
That's very sensible. Here we are.
Where are we?
If you must know exactly, we are safely hidden between the vaulted ceiling and the outer roof of the church. You'll excuse me if I lock the door, just as a precaution. There.
You said you were taking me to the Black Abbot. Where is he?
You're quite anxious to meet him, aren't you? Very well. Hand me that robe.
You're the Black Abbot.
I am.
Lamont! Lamont!
Go on, scream. Scream louder. No one will hear you. No sound ever passes these walls. Now, I want you to meet some of the congregation. Here they are. These are the gentlemen of the church committee who disappeared so mysteriously.
They're dead.
Yes, quite dead.
Oh.
But tonight they shall be entertained. Tonight they shall witness the arrival of a new member of their group. Yes, you. Now, come here.
No, you can't do this. No.
Oh, I see. I'll have to use force.
Oh.
I shall have to bind you.
No. Take that rope away. You're hurting me.
You won't feel the pain for long. Soon you will join the others.
You don't know what you're doing.
Prepare yourself for the sacrifice, Miss Lane. The service is about to begin.
Please let me go. Please.
First, the music. Margot Lane, you're about to receive the greatest of all honors. Make yourself ready for the beauties of the death that is about to befall you.
But she isn't going to die, Black Abbot.
You? Where are you?
I am right here inside you. Unbind that girl.
How did you get here?
Just as you did.
Shut the door. It's still locked.
I came in with you. In the shadows.
So that's who you are. The Shadow.
Yes.
You're a very clever Shadow.
But not clever enough to outwit me.
We shall see. But first unbind that girl.
No. She must die. She knows the Abbot's secret.
After tonight, everyone will know the Abbot's secret. Paul Randolph. You are Paul Randolph.
Yes. Yes, that's who I am. I don't care if you do know it, because neither of you will ever live to tell it.
You're wrong, Randolph. We both shall live. And you will be turned over to the police for the murders of the church committeemen.
And how do you propose to do that?
You shall see. Why did you murder these men? Why?
I'll tell you. Buried within these walls are many priceless relics. No one knows of them but me. And when I have disposed of all who stand in my way, they'll be mine. Mine, do you hear? And no one shall take them from me. That's why I killed those men. I hung Phillips as a warning to keep them away. But they were fools. They learned my secret. That's why you both must die, too.
You heard his confession, Margot?
No. You'll never live to repeat it.
Drop that, Randolph.
Oh, no. If you attempt to come near me, Shadow, I'll plunge this into a heart.
No, you won't.
Let go of my arm.
Drop that knife.
No, let go of me. She must die.
The knife is almost touching me.
I'm afraid I'll have to break your arm, Randolph. He's fainted. Here. I'll untie your bonds, Margot.
Oh, thank heaven you arrived in time. There's a knot under my shoulder.
Yes, I've got it. There we are.
Look! Randolph, come to. He's running for the door.
Come back here, Randolph.
You'll never get me. You'll never get me.
Come quickly, Margot. He mustn't get away.
There he is. He's running toward the belfry.
Don't try to escape, Randolph. You'll never do it.
Thought you had me, didn't you, Shadow?
He's going to run down the belfry stairs.
Mustn't get away, Margot. Randolph, you'll never get out through the belfry.
Oh, no?
No. When I came up those stairs, I locked the door.
That won't stop me.
Look! He's going to slide down the bell rope. He's jumping for it.
Goodbye, Shadow.
Oh, Lamont! He's slipped up. He's falling. Oh, look. He's fallen the whole way. Hundreds of feet.
Perhaps it's best. Randolph was a dangerous man, Margot. But his lust for wealth was his undoing. Strange, isn't it, that the bells that tolled the death of John Phillips should be repeated by fate for his murderer, the Black Abbot. He's fainted. Here. I'll untie your bonds, Margot.
Oh, thank heaven you arrived in time. There's a knot under my shoulder.
Yes, I've got it. There we are.
Look! Randolph, come to. He's running for the door.
Come back here, Randolph.
You'll never get me. You'll never get me.
Come quickly, Margot. He mustn't get away.
There he is. He's running toward the belfry.
Don't try to escape, Randolph. You'll never do it.
Thought you had me, didn't you, Shadow?
He's going to run down the belfry stairs.
Mustn't get away, Margot. Randolph, you'll never get out through the belfry.
Oh, no?
No. When I came up those stairs, I locked the door.
That won't stop me.
Look! He's going to slide down the bell rope. He's jumping for it.
Goodbye, Shadow.
Oh, Lamont! He's slipped up. He's falling. Oh, look. He's fallen the whole way. Hundreds of feet.
Perhaps it's best. Randolph was a dangerous man, Margot. But his lust for wealth was his undoing. Strange, isn't it, that the bells that tolled the death of John Phillips should be repeated by fate for his murderer, the Black Abbot.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows.
evil lurks in the hearts of men. The Shadow knows.
Again, Blue Coal Dealers present radio's strangest adventurer, The Shadow. The curtain rises on The Shadow's thrilling adventure in just a moment. But first, may I advise all homeowners who want steadier, more dependable home heating to be sure and order Blue Coal. It's America's finest anthracite, the coal that will ensure you and your family greater heating comfort at less cost. Blue Coal is mined from Pennsylvania's richest anthracite deposits. It's carefully sized, prepared, laboratory tested, and trademarked a harmless blue as your guarantee of its superior quality. Remember, insist on Blue Coal. Order your supply from your nearest Blue Coal dealer tomorrow. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, his true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, Death Stalks the Shadow.
Mally's in the end cell, Mr. Murdoch. Just talk to him through the bars. You're the last visitor you'll see.
In cell, right. Hello, Melly.
Huh?
It's me, kid. Peter Murdoch.
Murdoch. Gee, I thought you'd never get here.
Well, pull yourself together, Melly.
It's easy enough for you to talk. You ain't been sitting here waiting. Every day the chair getting closer.
Now, Melly.
You're testing the current. Listen. Hear that big dynamo turnover? Coming. They're testing it for me. For me.
Shut up.
Murdoch. Did you see the governor?
Yeah, I saw him, yes.
Well? Oh, say something.
There won't be any reprieve, kid. We're licked.
We're licked. That's funny, Murdoch. You ain't in here. You ain't going to sit in that chair.
I didn't kill anybody, Mally.
Why, you dirty double-crossing rat. Who planned that killing? Who promised I'd never even do time for it? You did.
Well, I didn't figure on the Shadow, Mally.
Yeah, I know. The Shadow. He caught me. He didn't know I was only doing your dirty work for you. I should have told him.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I trusted you. Peter Murdoch, the great lawyer. You said you'd get me off.
I can't win all my cases.
You didn't even try. Throw me to the wolves. So the Shadow would learn the truth about you.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
If I could get through these bars, I'd fix you, Murdoch. Anyhow, I can tell the truth about you. I'll sing so loud.
Sing your head off. My reputation is too good. Nobody will believe you.
Shadow might believe me, Murdoch. Suppose I told the Shadow who turned Dan Malley from a decent kid into a killer.
Stop dreaming, Mally. This is the death house. Tonight you're walking right through that door down there, and you're not coming back.
Why, you...
Oh, you'd better forget all about the Shadow. So long, Mally.
Come back here! Come back here!
So long, sucker.
And Mally, any news for you?
Yeah. Bad news.
Gee, tough luck, kid.
Yeah, but I ain't through yet. Before they burn me, there's something I gotta do. Guard! Hey, guard! Where's that tin cup? Guard!
Pipe down, you guys. Pipe down. What's the matter, Mally?
I want to talk to Commissioner Weston. I gotta see him right away.
What for?
He's gotta locate somebody for me. Somebody I want to talk to. Well, don't stand there. Get me Commissioner Weston!
How did you happen to choose this cafe, Lamont?
Well, Margot, this is a place Commissioner Weston showed me, and I had hopes the gaiety might stop my thinking.
What's bothering you?
Today is the 12th, Margot. Young Dan Malley goes to the chair tonight, thanks to the Shadow.
But, Lamont, surely you don't regret the Shadow's having captured that murderer for the police?
No, not exactly. Malley fired the shot all right, but I've never felt the case was completely solved. Oh, well, let's forget that.
Oh, Lamont, look. When that waiter started for the kitchen, the door opened without his touching it.
Yes, works by photoelectric ray.
Oh, what's that?
Look each side of the door, Margot. See those chromium fixtures sticking out of the floor? Lights hidden at the top of them?
Yes.
There's a beam of light between those two bulbs. When anyone approaches the door, his body breaks that ray. And whenever the ray is broken, the door opens without touching
Oh,
it.
how clever.
Yes, and convenient. But, Margot, I've sometimes thought it might even prove dangerous to a certain friend of yours,
Whom do you mean?
the Shadow.
But I don't understand.
The Shadow can hide himself from the human eye, Margot, but he has a physical being, and the photoelectric beam could detect his presence.
Hush, Lamont. Here comes Commissioner Weston now.
Oh, I see. Well, good evening, Commissioner.
Cranston, how are you? And you, Miss Lane?
Very well, Commissioner Weston.
Won't you join us?
Thanks, but I think not. I'm rather upset tonight.
Oh, what's the matter, Commissioner?
Well, Miss Lane, have you ever heard of the Shadow?
The Shadow?
Oh, yes, Margot. You've heard the absurd stories about his great deeds, huh? All poppycock, of course.
I'd give anything to contact the Shadow right this minute.
But why?
A boy named Dan Malley goes to the electric chair tonight with vital information. The only person he'll talk to is the Shadow. It's because I don't know how to find the Shadow, I'm beaten. Well, I won't find him here. So if you forgive me, I'll run along. Good night.
Good night, Commissioner Weston.
Good night. Margot, my hunch about Danny's case must be right. Waiter.
Yes, sir.
Waiter, here's money for my bill. Never mind the change.
Thank you, sir.
Come, Margot, quick. I'm going to the death house now. As the Shadow.
Why doesn't he come? Why doesn't he come?
Were you waiting for me, Dan Malley?
Who's that? Who spoke?
The Shadow.
The Shadow.
There isn't much time, Malley. They're coming after you to take you to the chair. Speak quickly. What have you to say?
Plenty.
I can't save you, you know. You killed a man, Malley.
Yeah, I know. But it wasn't my idea, Shadow. Honest, it wasn't.
There was no evidence against anyone else.
Yeah, don't I know it. He's too clever for that.
Who is too clever?
The bird that got me into this. The smart fellow that sold a dumb kid on crime being a good business.
His name?
Peter Murdoch.
Do you know what you're saying, Dan? Murdoch's a famous criminal lawyer. His reputation...
His reps are blind. Listen, Pete Murdoch's the biggest crook in this section. He's got a piece of everything. Well, right now he's planning a slum fire that'll kill thousands and net him $1 million from insurance companies.
You're telling the truth?
A man doesn't lie when he's only got a few minutes to live, Mr. Shadow. The job's going to be pulled late this week.
I'll investigate it, Dan. If it's true, Peter Murdoch will pay for his crimes. But how can I get proof?
That's easy. Now, listen. There's a friend of mine named Dopey Jake, down by the wharves, number 5 South Street. Jake knows enough about Murdoch's latest plan to prove what I said.
I'll see him.
Yeah, listen. If you can get to the filing cabinet in Murdoch's house, there's records and things, enough to finish him.
The Shadow promises justice, Dan Malley.
That's all I want.
They're coming, Dan.
Okay. I can take it. Thanks, Shadow. Thanks for coming.
Well, Dan, it's time.
Yeah. I know, Warden.
Unlock the door, Gus.
Right, Warden. Well, here goes.
Take his arms, Gus.
Steady, kid. I ain't scared. I ain't. Not as scared as Murdoch will be. Wait till the Shadow gets him.
All right, men. Forward.
Shadow. Yeah, don't be Jake. They'll fix him.
Goodbye, Mally. Come on, kid. Keep your chin up. Come on, Mally.
Dan, the other prisoners are saying goodbye.
So long, boys.
We'll be seeing you, Mally.
Murdoch. Jake. The Shadow. The Shadow.
Hey, what was that about the Shadow?
The Shadow caught Dan Mally. He put him here in the big house.
Oh.
Hey, do you suppose it hurts much when they pull the switch?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. You know, it's funny how a nice kid like that gets to be a gunman.
Yeah, ain't it?
The man responsible will answer for that, my friend.
Hey, who said that?
The Shadow.
What the...
There it goes. The juice.
Well, Murdoch, like you planned, I got the job of getting Dan Mally out of the hot spot, and he went raving.
Yeah, Gus, they usually do.
That's right.
All right, cut it, Chick. That's what did Mally say when he was raving?
Something about you, Murdoch.
He mentioned names?
Yeah, Bess, he was yelling something about Dopey Jake and his Shadow.
The Shadow.
Seems like he'd been talking to the Shadow in the death house.
Murdoch. This means the Shadow got to Dan Mally.
All right. Beat it, Gus. I'm busy.
Okay.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, boss.
Show Gus out.
Okay. All right, come on, Gus. This way out. Okay.
What? The Shadow.
The Shadow.
Mally plan.
Shut up, all of you. Gus didn't see a soul get near to Mally.
You fool. The Shadow hides from human eyes.
Yeah, that's right. And he knows about Dopey Jake now. If he should get Dopey to talk...
Listen, you half-wits. We've got to beat the Shadow or lose the juiciest setup a gang ever had in this country. A fire that'll net us $1 million.
But, Murdoch, you can't lay hands on a
But that's just what I'm going to do.
But the Shadow ain't real. He's kind of a spook.
No, he's real enough. He's a man, all right. He can die like any other man. Wait till you see the trap I'm building.
But how can you find the Shadow?
You know, and I know where he can always be found. Where a crime has been committed.
Yeah, but there ain't any crime, Murdoch.
There's going to be one. A crime that'll set the Shadow on my trail.
Well, I won't meddle with him.
Yeah, leave me out of this, Murdoch.
And me.
Now, you listen to me, Bess. Chick, and you too, Joe. You're in this, all of you. If anyone tries to rat, I'll put you on the same spot with Dan Mally. I mean it. Well, what do you say? You going to be good?
All right, you win. Well, what's this wonderful crime going to be, Murdoch?
A little job down on the waterfront at number 5 South Street. I want you and Joe to go down there tonight and kill our good friend, Dopey Jake.
The Shadow's adventure continues in just a moment. But first, here's advice every homeowner will profit by following. If you'd like to be sure of maintaining steady, even warmth throughout your home this fall and winter, call your blue coal dealer tomorrow. Lay in a supply of blue coal, America's finest anthracite. Blue coal is mined by the Glen Alden Coal Company from Pennsylvania's richest anthracite deposits. Every carload is carefully sized, prepared, and laboratory tested. Only that coal which comes up to the highest standard is trademarked a harmless blue, guaranteeing its superior quality. Blue coal requires less attention. It saves you time and energy, and you'll welcome its steady, dependable, healthful heat that stops quick chilling off of rooms and so prevents colds and illness in your family. No on and off type fuel can possibly offer you the security and heating economy of blue coal. Remember, furnaces in this section of the country were designed especially to burn anthracite. And in any of the 4 popular domestic sizes, egg, pea, chestnut, or stove, you'll get America's finest anthracite when you order blue coal. So plan today to order your supply tomorrow. Your dealer's name is listed in the Where to Buy It section of your classified telephone directory under the name Blue Coal.
Let me have that flashlight, Margot. Here we are. 5 South Street. Here's where Dopey Jake lives.
Lamont, do you hear that water?
Yes. These old empty tenements are built on piles over the river. It's the tide rushing out to sea.
This place gives me the creeps.
Here. Take my arm, Margot. We've got to go down a dark passageway to the door. Margot, after we enter the passageway, we mustn't speak. Just go up to the door, and I'll knock.
Yes, Lamont. I'm ready.
Come.
There's no one here.
Wait.
Lamont, let's get away from here.
No, wait. Margot, the door's not locked. I'm going in.
I'm going with you. I won't be left behind. Now.
Let me get my flashlight out. There. Come on, then.
Lamont!
What is it?
Turn your light that way on the floor. There's a man lying there.
Yes. Let me get a look at him. Oh, poor old fellow.
He lies so still.
Yes. There's a knife through his heart.
Oh, no.
It's pinning a note to his breast.
A note, Lamont? What does it say?
Let me see. It says, "This is our pal, Dopey Jake. Get him to talk to you now, Shadow." Margot, this is Murdoch's challenge to the Shadow, and it must be accepted. I'm going directly to Murdoch as the Shadow.
Nearly finished with your wiring job, Steve?
Yeah, almost, Mr. Murdoch.
Gee, I hope it worked.
Oh, don't you worry, Miss Bess. When I get the electric wires connected with this sliding steel door, this room of Mr. Murdoch's is going to be fixed so nobody can get in or out.
Good.
Say, I've been wondering why you want this arrangement, Mr. Murdoch. What's it for?
Well, we call it the lion's cage, Steve.
The lion's cage? You aren't going to put a lion in it, are you? You're kidding.
Sure, of course I am. Though we do plan to use the room soon. By the way, you haven't mentioned this job to anyone, have you?
Well, no, sir. You said not to, so... Well, I didn't.
Hey, how does this steel door work, anyway?
I'll show you, miss.
Ready?
Yeah. Now, Mr. Murdoch, if you'll have your man outside throw the switch.
Bess, step out in the hall and tell Chick to switch on the current. He's in the room next to this.
Okay. Chick, turn on the tube.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah?
Won't that photoelectric ray be visible to anyone coming down the hall toward the door?
Oh, no, not a chance. The ray is infrared. Invisible. Look for yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You can't see the light.
You understand, the ray goes from one door jamb across to the other.
And anyone crossing the threshold breaks the ray?
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
And when the ray's broken, the steel door slams shut. Watch. Miss Bess, would you mind stepping back into the room for a minute?
Sure. What happens after you... Good night, what happened?
When you came in, you broke the ray and the steel door slammed shut.
Yeah, and it locks automatically.
Say, I don't like being locked in. I'm going out.
Hey, look out.
Don't touch that door.
What's the matter?
Oh, that door is charged with electricity, man. If you touched it, you'd been electrocuted.
You see, Bess, I figure even our clever friend, the Shadow, will do the first natural thing after we trap him in here. He'll try the door to see if it's locked.
I get it. And when he does...
When he does, it's goodbye, Shadow.
You sure he'll come?
When he finds Dopey Jake, he'll be here.
Say, Mr. Murdoch, you don't want to fool around with this door, you know. It's dangerous. I don't know who this guy Shadow is, but
Young man, you talk too much.
Yes, doesn't he? Bess, go over to that panel in the wall. It's open. Yell at Chick in the next room to shut off the current.
Okay, Murdoch.
I don't get the idea of the panel in the wall with the steel screen over it, Mr. Murdoch.
Don't worry about it.
Chick, shut her off and come in here. Chick's coming.
Good.
Door's heavy.
If you hadn't turned off the current, you couldn't have moved it.
Chick, pay off this man like we agreed.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Buddy, your bill's gonna be civil. In full.
Hey, put that gun down. What are you doing?
This is the payoff, mister.
No, you can't.
Mr. Murdoch! Mr. Murdoch!
Good hunting, Chick. You know where to hide the body. Chick.
Yeah, Murdoch.
Stand by the front door, ready to open it for the shadow.
I'm supposed to let him in?
Yes, you are, you fool. And if he speaks to you, you know what to do. Pretend to be scared and answer his questions.
Yeah, I don't have to pretend. I'm scared, all right. Nobody's ever beat the shadow yet.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
You're sure he'll come? It's getting late.
He'll come all right. Doesn't matter how late it is. We'll be here waiting.
Why don't you talk to him? I'm not crazy to talk.
No, I've got to get behind the glass panel in the room next to the lion's cage so I can see what's happening in there.
What's that?
It's a doorbell, you idiot. Go ahead, peek between the curtains.
There's no one out there. Nobody's touching the bell, but it's ringing.
Pull yourself together. It's the shadow. Now, you give me a second to get away before you let him in. And remember, watch yourself.
I don't like this. I don't like it a bit, but here goes. What do you want? Who's there? Who is it? Who shut the door? Who is it?
The Shadow.
What do you want? I never...
Speak softly. Where does Peter Murdoch keep his filing cabinet? Quick, if you know what's good for you.
Down the hall in that room. In that room. That's Murdoch's private room. Go straight ahead of you.
Yes, and I won't stop until I get Murdoch.
It worked. That electric ray saw him, all right. Murdoch, we got him. We caught the shadow.
Shut up, Chicken. Come here.
Can you see him, boss?
No, but he's in the lion's cage, all right. Right in the next room. Only this panel and a steel screen between us.
Open the panel, Murdoch. Maybe we can hear him move.
All right, Bess.
Gee, not a sound.
Maybe he ain't in there.
Oh, yes, he is. Hello, Shadow. Allow me to introduce myself. Peter Murdoch, the one man in the world who's too much for the shadow. Come on, speak up so I'll know you're there, even if I can't see you.
Yes, Murdoch. The Shadow is here.
Getting all ready to beg for mercy?
No, Murdoch. You're doomed to disappointment. I warn you.
Warn me? You're my prisoner. You can't get away. If you don't believe me, try the door, Shadow.
No, Murdoch. I'm sure that it's locked.
Well, try it. Why don't you? Go on, you can't be sure. Try it.
You're much too anxious to have me touch that door. I don't wish to be electrocuted as young Dan Malley was.
You're smart, Shadow. But I'm smarter. Smart enough to trap and kill you.
I'm not dead yet, Murdoch.
But you will be very soon.
Then before I die, I might at least read the record of your crimes. Dan Malley said they were in this filing cabinet.
All right, go on then. Open the cabinet.
No wires lead to it, I see. Yes, Murdoch. I think I shall open it. Good Lord.
You like what you found, Shadow? Don't be afraid. It's only a body, just a dead body.
Who was this man? Murdoch, answer me. Let me see. A young man in overalls. A pair of pliers in his pocket. So, he's the poor devil who wired this room for you. You killed him so as to keep the secret of this death chamber.
It is a death chamber. The death chamber of the Shadow.
Margot Lane. Margot Lane. The Shadow calling Margot Lane. Phone Commissioner Weston. Tell him to surround the house of Peter Murdoch. I'm held captive there. Hurry! Hurry!
Gee, Murdoch. This looking into an empty room gives me the jitters. You're sure he's still there?
Sure, Bess. Wait. I'll raise the panel and speak to him. Shadow, does the time drag? Don't you admire my room?
Don't put too much hope in this room of yours, Murdoch. The Shadow has escaped from worse places than this.
You talk a lot, Shadow.
Yeah. I wish we could see him, Murdoch.
We'll see him soon enough. We'll see him dead. We'll be able to see you when you're a stiff, Shadow.
What are you planning? You can't shoot what you can't see.
No, but we can smoke him out. You ready with that gas line, chick? Joe?
All set, Buster.
Anytime you say.
This is your finish, Shadow. We're slipping a tube through this panel and feeding you a nice little smoke screen of poison gas. There, Shadow, take a deep breath of this gas. In 10 minutes, you'll be dead. Turn the valve, chick. Give our regards to Dan O'Malley, Shadow, when you see him. How do you like it, Shadow? Makes you cough, doesn't it? But not for long.
Turn that gas panel. Don't smell any of that stuff.
All right, watch now. Watch, he'll be dead in 10 minutes. Then we'll be able to see just who the Shadow was.
He's fussing around the corpse.
How do you know, Bess? You can't see him.
No, but the body of the electrician moved.
Chick, that workman didn't have a gun.
Nah, Murdoch, I went through his pockets. Nothing left in them but a pair of pliers.
Pliers?
Yeah, he can't do much with pliers.
I wonder.
Calm down, Bess. Won't be very long.
Murdoch, look. The light in the room went out.
He unscrewed the bulb.
I don't like it.
Ah, you're all scared silly. It's only...
What
the lights. They're out. Come on, turn off that gas.
It's all dark. The current's off.
The Shadow blew the fuse. He must have used those pliers.
That means the steel door's unlocked.
That's the steel door opening. He's out. The Shadow's out.
To the front of the house, quick. Don't let him get away.
I can't see in the dark.
Come on, everybody in the hall. Hurry. Come on now. Line up there. Across the front door.
But, Mayor.
You fools. Can't let him slip through our fingers now after we've nearly had him.
But we can't see.
We can hear. Be quiet now. Everybody listen.
I hear something. Murdoch, it's outside the house.
Open up in there. Open up.
That isn't the Shadow.
Open. We're police officers.
The cops.
We're raided.
Shut up. Don't let them hear you.
They can hear me, Murdoch. Smash in the door, Commissioner Weston. They're all here.
The Shadow.
Yes, Murdoch. The Shadow. Hurry, Commissioner.
All right, men. Go to work on that car.
I'm getting out of here.
Come on, run for it.
I'll shoot the first one that moves.
Murdoch, we gotta run. It's a cop.
Stay here and I'll bluff it out.
You stay yourself. I'm getting out.
No, you're not.
Murdoch shot Bess.
Shadow, where are you? Come on, I dare you to show yourself.
I'll take that gun, Murdoch.
You'll take you. There. My arm, Shadow. Let go of me.
There. Now stand still.
All right. You've got my gun. Shoot. Go ahead. Shoot.
Grab those men.
Commissioner Weston, these men are criminals. Peter Murdoch, the leader, just murdered the woman lying on the floor. And there's another body down the hall, an electrician.
Peter Murdoch, eh? This is a surprise.
Why didn't you shoot, Shadow? I tried to kill you. Were you afraid to fight back like a man?
No, Murdoch. I saved you for the same death that you sent Dan Malley to. Death in the electric chair. You've evaded the law for the longest time, Murdoch. You had a great mind. You were a brilliant lawyer. But for wealth, you threw all that away. Piled crime upon crime. But you went too far. Now you will meet, as must all men, justice.
Before today's episode comes to an end, here's John Barclay, Blue Coal's heating expert.
Thank you, Ken Roberts, and good evening, everyone. Every fall and winter, thousands upon thousands of people burn up money needlessly in heating their homes. They pile on excess coal in their efforts to get satisfactory heating results and never realize that their furnace is to blame for their failure. All too often, the fault lies in the fact that the damper, draft, or grate may not be in proper working order. So this year, why not have a checkup now at the start of the season? Make sure from the beginning that you're going to save money, not waste money. Call your Blue Coal dealer first thing in the morning. Ask him to send a trained John Barclay serviceman to your home to give your furnace a thorough inspection. And while he's there, ask him about Blue Coal's automatic heat regulator. It's a thermostat which opens and closes dampers automatically, maintains a constant temperature in your home, and does away with constant furnace attention. With a Blue Coal heat regulator installed in your home, you'll enjoy far more uniform, economical heat than even the most expensive oil burner could give you. Yet it costs but $18.95, plus a small installation charge. Find out for yourself how the Blue Coal heat regulator can more than pay for itself in time and fuel savings for you. Call your Blue Coal dealer tomorrow. I thank you.
This has been a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand. All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
Next week, same time, same station, Blue Coal, America's finest anthracite, will again present another thrilling adventure of the Shadow. Be sure to listen, and be sure to burn Blue Coal, the solid fuel for solid comfort.
Oh, the day's come to end now. Work's all done. Let's take a bow. Smiles and joy on every face. It's time to leave this happy place. Packed our gears and locked the door. Running free just like before. Rising high as the stars above. In work we find a piece of love. Oh, daily triumph, here we go. As we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, off to see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter rings from all around. In this space joy can be found. Tasks are finished, time to play. Bidding adieu to another day. Oh, daily triumph, here we go. As we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, off to see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter rings from all around. In this space joy can be found. Tasks are finished, time to play. Bidding adieu to another day. Oh, daily triumph, here we go. As we leave the candles glow. Goodbye, on to see you soon. Till tomorrow in the afternoon. Laughter, rest, and time to dream. In the stars our hearts will gleam. Count the moments, count the smiles. We'll be back in just a while.